There's something deeply gripping about a great survival film, watching someone battle the elements, their own mind, or the monsters lurking in the dark. It's raw, emotional, and often unforgettable. Now, while there are plenty of legendary survival movies out there, we kept this list strictly to what's available on major streaming platforms right now.
If anything goes wrong, we die.
Do you realize how crazy this is?
If it's not streamable, it didn't make the cut. These are the survival flicks that'll break you in the best way. Let's jump in. Number 10, Nowhere, Netflix. Nowhere is a Spanish survival thriller that strips the genre down to its rawest form. Directed by Albert Pinto, the film stars Ana Castillo as Mia, a pregnant woman trapped alone in a shipping container drifting in the open sea after fleeing a dystopian, war-torn Spain. With nothing but her instincts, scraps of cargo, and sheer determination, Mia gives birth, fights to survive, and clings to hope in the face of overwhelming despair. The story unfolds with harrowing minimalism, using claustrophobic visuals and Castillo's powerhouse performance to deliver tension, emotion, and resilience. It's a brutal yet intimate portrait of maternal strength and human endurance. If you're into survival stories with high stakes and zero room to breathe, Nowhere is a nail-biting experience you won't forget. Number 9, 30 Days of Night, free on Pluto TV. Set in a remote Alaskan town plunged into a month-long polar night, 30 Days of Night takes survival horror to a whole new level. Directed by David Slade and based on the graphic novel, this chilling thriller follows Sheriff Eben Olsen, Josh Hartnett, and a small group of survivors as they're hunted by a savage clan of vampires who thrive in the endless darkness. The isolation, brutal weather, and relentless creatures make every decision life or death. With a cold, bleak atmosphere and unflinching violence, it's a harrowing fight against hopelessness as the sun disappears and terror takes hold. Danny Huston delivers a standout performance as the bloodthirsty leader, turning every scene into a nightmare. If you like your survival stories drenched in dread and fangs, this is a must-watch. Number 8, War of the Worlds, Hulu. Directed by Steven Spielberg and based on H.G. Wells' classic novel, War of the Worlds, is a relentless, pulse-pounding survival epic with global stakes. Tom Cruise stars as Ray Ferrier, a divorced dock worker whose desperate fight to protect his children unfolds against a terrifying alien invasion. The film wastes no time. Within minutes, Earth is plunged into chaos as massive tripods emerge from underground, vaporizing anything in their path. Spielberg dials up the dread with eerie atmosphere, brutal set pieces, and the haunting silence that follows destruction. As the family flees across a collapsing America, survival becomes a matter of instinct, sacrifice, and grit. Backed by a gripping score from John Williams and eerie visuals, this is sci-fi survival cinema at its most explosive and most personal. Number 7, The Cabin in the Woods, Prime Video. On the surface, The Cabin in the Woods might seem like your standard slasher flick. 5 college friends head to a remote cabin for a weekend getaway and quickly become prey to horrifying creatures. But what begins as a trope-filled horror setup soon morphs into something wildly original and deeply twisted. Directed by Drew Goddard and co-written with Joss Whedon, this genre-bending survival thriller takes aim at horror conventions while still delivering blood-soaked suspense and brutal stakes. Behind the terror is a secret underground facility manipulating every deadly move, revealing a deeper, more disturbing purpose. With its sharp script, clever meta-commentary, and a labyrinth of monsters, The Cabin in the Woods is both a love letter to horror and a survival story that spirals into the apocalyptic. Just don't expect anyone to walk out clean. Number 6, World War Z, Paramount Plus.
Maybe we could kill it.
In World War Z, Brad Pitt stars as Jerry Lane, a former UN investigator racing against time to stop a global zombie pandemic. When the outbreak erupts, Jerry is pulled from retirement to globetrot in search of a solution. From the chaos of South Korea to the barricaded walls of Jerusalem and a doomed flight to a virus lab in Wales. This is not your slow shuffling zombie story. These undead sprint and swarm like a tidal wave. Fast-paced and intense, the film balances globe-spanning action with intimate tension, especially in its surprising third-act pivot to quiet, suspenseful stealth. While it strays from Max Brooks' novel, World War Z is an epic survival thriller that reinvigorates the zombie genre with scale, smarts, and relentless momentum. Number 5. The Mist, free on Pluto TV.
4.
You try it.
Directed by Frank Darabont and based on Stephen King's novella, The Mist is a tense, atmospheric horror film that explores what happens when fear infects not only the air, but the people breathing it. When a strange mist blankets a small town, deadly creatures lurk within. A group of survivors trapped in a supermarket must battle both the monsters outside and the growing fanaticism and paranoia inside. The real terror lies in human nature, as societal breakdown and desperation escalate. Anchored by strong performances, particularly Thomas Jane and Marcia Gay Harden, the film builds to one of the most gut-wrenching, polarizing endings in modern horror. The Mist is a chilling blend of creature feature and psychological thriller that asks, which is worse, the monsters in the mist or the monsters within us? Number 4. A Quiet Place, Paramount Plus. Directed by and starring John Krasinski alongside Emily Blunt, A Quiet Place is a masterclass in tension and minimalism. In a world where blind, noise-sensitive alien creatures have wiped out most of humanity, a family must live in complete silence to survive. Using sign language, sand paths, and sheer willpower, they navigate a terrifying reality where the slightest sound could mean death. What sets this film apart is its emotional core, rooted in the fierce love of parents trying to protect their children at all costs. The sound design is brilliant, immersing you in a world where silence is survival. With almost no dialogue, A Quiet Place delivers raw suspense, poignant family drama, and unforgettable scares, all in under 90 minutes. It's smart, gripping, and beautifully executed. Number 3. 127 Hours, Hulu.
Don't give up.
Danny Boyle's 127 Hours is a raw, emotionally intense survival drama based on the true story of canyoneer Aaron Ralston. James Franco delivers a career-best performance as Ralston, who becomes trapped in a remote Utah canyon after a boulder pins his arm. Over 5 excruciating days, he battles dehydration, isolation, and hallucinations as he reflects on his life and contemplates the unthinkable to survive. The film is gripping not just for its physical ordeal, but for its emotional depth. Boyle masterfully turns a one-man, single-location story into a powerful exploration of regret, hope, and the will to live. With a dynamic visual style, a haunting score by A.R. Rahman, and an unforgettable final act, 127 Hours is brutal, inspiring, and unforgettable. Number 2. The Martian, Maximum, Ridley Scott's.
I never stop fighting to make it home.
Ridley Scott's The Martian is a smart, thrilling survival epic, grounded in real science and sharp wit. Matt Damon stars as Mark Watney, a botanist and astronaut left behind on Mars after a freak storm forces his crew to presume him dead. Alone and with dwindling resources, Watney uses his ingenuity to grow food, repair equipment, and re-establish contact with Earth. Back home, NASA scrambles to mount a rescue, while his crew risks everything to bring him back. With an optimistic tone, clever problem-solving, and an infectious sense of humor, the film captures the triumph of human resilience. Damon's charismatic performance and Scott's direction make this not just a sci-fi spectacle, but a celebration of intelligence and perseverance. Number 1. The Revenant, Hulu. Alejandro G. Iñárritu's The Revenant is a visceral, unflinching tale of survival and vengeance set in the unforgiving American frontier. Leonardo DiCaprio delivers a ferocious, Oscar-winning performance as Hugh Glass, a fur trapper left for dead after a brutal bear attack and betrayal by his own hunting team. Battling the elements, starvation, and injuries, Glass embarks on a harrowing journey through icy wilderness to exact revenge on the man who murdered his son. Shot using only natural light, the film is visually stunning, with Emmanuel Lubezki's cinematography capturing nature's beauty and brutality. Supported by Tom Hardy's menacing turn and a haunting score by Ryuichi Sakamoto, The Revenant is both a survival epic and a meditation on pain, endurance, and the primal force of will. Gritty, poetic, and unforgettable.
Commander, Mark is dead.
We have to go now!
And that's the list. From sun-scorched deserts and zombie-infested cities to icy wilderness and claustrophobic hellscapes, these survival stories push characters and viewers to the edge. Whether it's about raw human grit, ingenious problem-solving, or the will to live when all hope seems lost, these films prove that survival is one of the most gripping genres out there. If any of these made it onto your watch list, or reminded you just how powerful the genre can be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell.
Anyone, where you were going?
We're dropping new countdowns and cinematic deep dives every single week. Got a favorite survival film we missed? An underrated gem that deserves more love? Drop it in the comments. We're always hunting for the next pulse-pounding story of endurance. And if you made it all the way to number 1, leave a fire emoji in the comments to show you a real one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.